Welcome to the first episode of Reppin the Blue. I'm your host, Ben Brawley, and I'm the voice of Bruins basketball. Let's dive into it. Today, we're starting a new series which will focus on athletics from the previous fall and winter season. For all of you listening, we are filming at George Fox University, which is a D3 private school in Newberg, Oregon, and we are about 45 minutes away from downtown Portland. Starting off the bat, we have to discuss the George Fox football team, who finished with an impressive 8-2 record and finished second in the Northwest Conference while outscoring their opponents 308 to 199. After starting 3-0, the Bruins offense stalled and lost a close one to Pacific Lutheran 12-13 on their own home turf. An extremely gutsy decision by the head coach, who could have attempted a long field goal in the kicker's range on a 4th and 1, but decided to drop a QB stink play and ultimately got blown up. The Bruins would then win their next 3 games before facing their rivals, the Linfield Wildcats, at home on a rainy Saturday. George Fox was 6-1 and Linfield was 7-0. This was definitely the most important game of the year, as George Fox could have secured the number 1 seed in the conference had they won. Immediately after kickoff, you could see the intensity of the game. George Fox threw a 75-plus yard TD in the first quarter, but it got called back because of an ineligible man downfield call. This penalty took off the points off the board and shifted the momentum to the visiting team, who then went on to win by 27 points. Because of how the playoff bracket works in D3 football, you basically have to win your conference in order to make the playoffs. And this game ended the hopes of the Bruins making any noise in the playoffs this year. George Fox ended the season with winning the last 2 games, bringing the record 8-2, and the rest is history. Out of 120 players on the team, George Fox had a total of 24 seniors, only 24, leaving the team, including the likes of Hayden Shawn, Justin Montajo, and Leon Johnson III, who all ended up being on the first team All-League. Before we go any further, we must talk more about Leon Johnson. Leon Johnson III had an absolute breakout season in his senior year, racking up a total of 1,156 receiving yards, 14 TDs, 8 100-yard games, and several All-American honors. At 6'5", weighing 207, Leon has the perfect build to be a mismatch for any DB he ever faces. Early on in the new year, Leon decided to quit baseball and focus on his dreams of potentially playing in the NFL by entering the transfer portal with 1 year of eligibility left. On January 10, 2023, Leon committed to Oklahoma State for football, where he will have the chance and the real opportunity to display his skills on the field next year. Oklahoma State ended the season with a 7-6 record last season, and they lost in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl against Wisconsin. They lack size and receiving talent, and now they just landed the perfect player who could help turn their season around next year. Even though there's a lot of turnover for George Fox, they still have plenty of impactful players that will be returning next season, including Jacob Erickson, Keegan Shawn, Zach LaRue, and Nash Wiley. The whole offense will be 100% reshuffled, but the dominant defense will remain intact for at least another year. Jacob Erickson, who is a part of that insane defense, only holding their opponents to 199 points through 10 games, is just a freshman. Most freshmen don't start or even touch the field, but Jacob sees every single opportunity he was given. He racked up 10.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, 7 QB hits, and earned the Rookie of the Year honors. That's just insane for a rookie. If the Bruins want to stay at the top of the race, head coach Chris Casey will have a lot of difficult choices to make on offense next fall, since the combo of Hayden Shawn, the QB, and Leon Johnson, the star wide receiver, are gone. Coach Casey has heavily relied on the passing game, but now it is time, and I mean it is time, to pound the ball and increase the touches on the running side of the game. George Fox had no one, and I mean no one, running over 500 yards last season, which is ridiculous. And now I think it is time to change that stat. The door is open for anyone to claim that position, as well as its top receiver and QB position. We will keep you up on this and much more in our future episodes. Thank you for listening, and make sure to like this video and follow George Fox Network on Instagram and YouTube. And remember, it's a great day to be a Bruin.